So thank you very much and welcome to Ken-Based Media TV, where we always tell African stories the African way, and where we believe that every African has a story to tell. And our vision has always been one, to tell African stories the right way in order to inspire and transform Africa to be the best continent in the world. There's no way that we can talk about African stories without talking about the emotive issue of prices of petrol and gasoline. And yesterday but one, we as country of Kenya, we waked up to the hiked prices of petrol and diesel and even kerosene. From 122 Kenyan shillings, which most of people were considering very high for an economy like Kenya. And for a time like now, when so many people, or when the economy is doing so bad, they were considering 122 Kenyan shillings as somehow exploitive in prices. And now, after the prices now shifted from 122 Kenyan shillings here in Nairobi to 134 Kenyan shillings within just one day, there was so much. There were so many people who felt that maybe the addition of the 12 Kenyan shillings was so much for a country like Kenya, for people who are struggling to make the ends meet, for people who are already feeling that the economy is pressing them in all direction from the top, down, center, and all direction. They felt that maybe the prices were added to a very high level. Of course, there was some demonstration that were planned. About people who are going to say that to say no to the prices that were increased by the ELC, the Energy Regulatory Commission, and most of the demonstration they didn't occur. But it does not necessarily mean because they did not occur, then people are okay with that. People have been hurt very much by the increase of the petrol. For us, Ken Benz Media TV, we would want to take this chance just to try to analyze for you uh, maybe the reasons why the government had to increase the petrol from 122 Kenyan shillings to 134 Kenyan shillings. And remember, in Wajia, the petrol is retailing at 143 Kenyan shillings as we are speaking, right from 100 and that something just some days ago. And we want to analyze for you and tries to see what would be the main reasons why the petrol had to go to skyrocket into such prices. And our aim is one, in order for you, is just to try to explain to you maybe and try to compare to you the prices of petrol with other countries that are neighboring our country Kenya. We will look at the prices in Tanzania, we look at the prices in Ethiopia, Uganda, South Africa, the rest of Africa, and some countries in the world. We also be telling you the cheapest country that is enjoying the cheapest prices of petrol as we are speaking. But our aim is just to analyze for you, maybe before you take it to the streets, and maybe before you get ugly with the prices going so up, what could be the main reason that has made the government be able to increase the prices to where it is today? Let us first look at the numbers, because numbers don't lie. And we see how the other African countries are faring on when it comes to the prices of petrol. The number one country in Africa that has the least prices for petrol or even gasoline in Africa is Nigeria. And yesterday, Nigeria, it was retailing at 44 shillings and 44.3 Kenyan shillings. That is 1 liter per. That is 1 liter of petrol in Nigeria. We should not forget that Nigeria is one of the the largest producer of gasoline in Africa. They are the leading country in the production of crude oil, and because of their production, their high production, then the prices they are able now to cut the prices because they can be able to use the petrol or the gasoline that they themselves are able now to produce. The other country is Ethiopia. Ethiopia, the petrol yesterday it was retailing at 51.6 Kenyan shillings. Remember, Ethiopia is just a country that is very close to Kenya. And if you look at the places in Wajir today, which is just about some kilometers to Ethiopia, Wajir is still retailing at 143 Kenyan shillings, whereas in Ethiopia, the petrol is retailing at 51.6 Kenyan shillings. We are talking about Kenyan shillings here. The other country which is doing very well in selling its petrol at a lower price is Egypt with 62.4 shillings, and then Liberia it's 4 shillings, Benin and Togo, which are very close to Nigeria, and which are also neighboring countries. The petrol yesterday it was retailing at 99 Kenyan shillings. The other countries in Africa, Rwanda, which is very close to Kenya, petrol is retailing at 121 Kenyan shillings, while in Burkina Faso is also retailing at 121 Kenyan shillings. Malawi 121 Kenyan shillings, then Kenya 134 Kenyan shillings here in Nairobi, but it is also varying uh, from the distance from Mombasa. You realize that petrol is cheaper when it is in Mombasa, but because of the transport cost and all that, then as it rises up to the other cities like Nairobi, Nakuru, Kisumu, Wajir, and others, then the price of petrol keeps changing. The worst country in Africa that is retailing petrol at a very high price is Senegal with 152 Kenyan shillings. So when we are talking about 134 Kenyan shillings, let us not forget that there are other countries like Senegal which are retailing at 152 Kenyan shillings. But we should also not forget that Ethiopia, which is our neighboring country, is retailing at 51 Kenyan shillings. In terms of metrics in production of crude oil in Kenya, in Africa, Nigeria is leading, and Nigeria produces about 86.9 million metric tons each and every year, while Angola is the second with the 64.5 million metric tons in a whole year. South Sudan is number 4. And then Sudan is also there, and then Cameroon going that way. These are some of the countries in Africa that are producing the largest amount of crude oil. Nigeria is the largest. Liberia is also among them, and Liberia being one of the richest country in Africa due to oil that is produced in that country. We should not forget that back in 2012 there was some very good news when the Taro Kenya, and this is a company, the European company that was drilling oil in Africa. In 2012, when it announced that it has reached to a point of getting oil in Kenya, there was such great news that people were now anticipating for better prices for fuel. And I saw yesterday someone asking, could that be the oil that is being produced in Kenya is either being misused, or what is happening? Because we also saw last year, but our president Uhuru Kenyatta was able to flag off the first cargo that was being exported to Europe, the first cargo of crude oil that was sold at amount to allowed 2 point something billion Kenyan shillings, and that was the first crude oil that was exported to Europe from Kenya. And with the anticipation of the crude oil in Kenya, people cannot be able to connect why the crude oil or even the prices of petrol is rising with the urge that is rising with. Within one day, the petrol was able to jump from 122 Kenyan shillings to 134 Kenyan shillings. What could be the main lessons, or before maybe we get to the main lessons in why the petrol in Kenya is retailing at 134 Kenyan shillings, where yes, we are still producing crude oil. Let's first look at some other things. Let us look at which are the best countries that are producing the highest, or what are the countries, some of the countries that have the highest tax on petrol, because of course I will be telling you how much tax is charged for a 1 liter of petrol here in Kenya. But if we can first look at the many countries that are charging the highest tax on petrol. The first country is China, and China is the first country in the world that is charging the highest tax. And then Hong Kong also follows. India is also doing very good when it comes to taxing on the petrol. Then Germany, and then in Africa, South Africa is the top country that is charging the highest amount on of taxes on petrol each and every year. How then the next question that we would want to know, or you would be asking yourself, is how much does Kenya charge in terms of taxes and levy on 1 liter of petrol? The amount in percentage is about 33%. 33% of the amount of one liter of petrol is what is charged as levy. If you go and buy 1 liter of petrol today at 134 Kenyan shillings, then 33% of that money of 134 Kenyan shillings, which amounts to around 44 Kenyan shillings, is what the government takes from 1 liter of petrol, which is amounting to 33%. But you may think that this is a lot of money because of the percentage that they are charging. But Kenya is not the country that is charging the highest amount of percentage per liter in Africa. There are other countries like South Africa. South Africa, they charge around 41% of the amount of the amount that they pay for 1 liter of petrol. Tanzania, which is our neighbor, they are charging around 40%. And then Ethiopia, they charge almost the same amount that we charge in terms of percentage, that is 33% of the tax. 33% of the amount per liter goes to the taxes. And now when we come to the numbers, Kenya charging 33%, it is giving us 44 Kenyan shillings. So every 1 liter that you buy, 44 Kenyan shillings goes direct to the government. Ethiopia, which is retailing at 51 Kenyan shillings per liter, when they charge 33% of 51 Kenyan shillings, then it tells you that they only take 16 shillings from 1 liter of petrol. Tanzania, which has a greater percentage in terms of what they charge, they are charging at 40%, but because they are retailing at 115 Kenyan shillings per liter, then they only take 46 Kenyan shillings, which is more than what Kenya takes from 134. And they are charging us more for petrol, 134 Kenyan shillings. Tanzania is charging at 115 Kenyan shillings, but they are taking 46 shillings from every 1 liter of petrol. Kenya, we are taking 44 Kenyan shillings for every 1 liter of petrol. In South Africa, they are charging 41%, and because they are retailing at 139 Kenyan shillings per liter, then they take around 56 Kenyan shillings per liter. The other thing to know is that according to the CS of energy, CS Charles Ketel, he said that the Kenya taxes and levy, was an information that he gave just some days ago. He said that taxes and levies in Kenya, they amount to around 46 40.68%. That is what the government is taking. The 33% we were talking about taxes only, but now when you add on to the levies, Kenyan government takes allowed 46.68% from their 134, and then diesel 42.24, and then kerosene at 40.42%. If you look at the prices of how petrol was retailing back in 2013, we are looking at 2013 because this is when the Jubilee government took on the leadership of this country. The petrol at that particular time in Nairobi, it was retailing at 108.87 Kenyan shilling. That was back in 2013, and we are talking about 9 years or 8 years ago. And then in Mombasa in 2013, it was retailing at 105.25, and then at Wajir, the petrol was being retailed at 117.12 Kenya shillings. If you look at the exchange rate at that particular time, the exchange rate of Kenyan shillings to dollar was $1 was being exchanged at that particular time at 86.1156 Kenyan shillings. And if you look at what we are exchanging dollar today, the dollar is ranging from 104 to 107 Kenyan shillings. So the explanation of the prices hiking each and every day would be one, maybe because of the exchange rate that Kenya is experiencing today. So what would be the main reason why maybe the government is increasing the prices of petrol each and every day? And we have seen this trajectory going up again and again from month to month. If you look at the prices in 2019, then in 2020, and then in 2021, as we are speaking, the trajectory is just going up and up, up and up and up. And we are not even sure what will happen tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow, or even next month, or even next year, in the year 2022, the petrol might be hitting at 150 something Kenyan shillings because of some several reasons. One of the reasons why the petrol is expensive in Kenya, and it is not so much expensive in Ethiopia, as we have seen, Ethiopia retailing at 51 Kenyan shillings yesterday, and Kenya retailing at 134 Kenyan shillings yesterday. Number one, it's because of the exchange rate, as we have said. And you have been able to see now that the dollar is getting expensive each and every day. In 2013, the dollar was retailing or was being exchanged at 86 Kenyan shillings. Today is 104 Kenyan shillings, which tells you that almost a difference of 18 Kenyan shillings or even 20 Kenyan shillings. There's a difference there that you can be able to see. This is one of the reasons why the government is saying that the petrol station, the petrol has to go up, the prices has to go up because of the exchange rate. Because someone who bought 1 barrel in 2013, let's say at allowed 2,000 Kenyan shillings, that is just an example I'm giving. Today, the barrel would be costing around 2,200 Kenyan shillings. The 200 Kenyan shillings maybe him digging deeper, and him digging deeper because he is a vendor, he's a retailer, he's a wholesaler or a retailer, means that the commodity has to go up in order for him to be able to recover the money that he is losing because of the dollar. Then the number two is because of the global crude oil prices. And the global crude oil prices has been fluctuating for quite some time now. In United States of America, the global the prices sometimes going up with some 4%, and sometimes going down with some 2% or 3%. And there have been that fluctuation of the dollar of the crude oil prices. Sometimes the crude oil is very high. And remember, Kenya imports crude oil from Saudi Arabia. They don't import crude oil from United States of America. And so if a decrease or an increase in crude oil prices in United States of America might not necessarily affect the crude oil prices in Saudi Arabia, and so is in Kenya. But the main question that most people would be asking themselves is, If Ethiopia does not produce oil, or if it does, it is not one of the best producing crude oil in Africa. Why would they retail their petrol at 51.4 Kenyan shillings, while in Kenya, just a neighboring country, and a country that is even further from Kenya, would retail at 134 Kenyan shillings. So the other thing is the prices, the global crude oil prices fluctuating sometimes from days to days with this percentage, and it affects the prices of crude oil. And one of the reasons why, and one of the reasons that the CS was giving, he was saying that the prices of crude oil has gone up, and so the prices had to go up. And then the other thing that I think this is the main reason why the prices in Kenya are increasing is because of the increase in taxes. The increase in taxes on petrol. The increase of taxes in petrol. We have seen that before levy, the taxes are at 33%, and then when you add on to the levy, the percentage shoots to around 100 around 46 point something percent, including the VAT and the import duty and all that. Then a slight increase of taxes on fuel, it will mean that there will be an increase of petrol prices here in Kenya. And the worst thing about the increase of taxes and the increase of petrol prices in Kenya is that it is something, or it's a commodity that directly increases the cost of production. All the industries that use petrol, all the industries that use electricity, all the industry that are directly connected to the usage of petrol. Whenever the prices of petrol increase, then it tells you that everything else must increase. And the worst thing about it, and what the government doesn't know, is that a slight increase in petrol makes a very big increase in all other commodities. Like now, if you are keen, or if you do some retail shopping, you'll understand that some weeks ago, a 2 kg packet of flour, maize flour, was retailing at around 120, 125 Kenyan shillings. But today, the flour is retailing at 145 Kenyan shillings, 150 Kenyan shillings. And the reason why they are giving the reason based on the prices of petrol, based on the prices of diesel, based on the prices of kerosene. If the petrol has increased with 12 Kenyan shillings per liter, why would a single flour of maize flour increase with 20 Kenyan shillings, 15 Kenyan shillings, and it is a single one? It does not mean that the production of one maize flour of 2 kg is produced with 1 liter of petrol. It doesn't happen that way. But an increase of petrol, whether slight, whether large, it means that the production cost will go up, and then the person who is the consumer of each and every item that is being produced must bear the cost of the addition of petrol. So an increase of taxes is one of the things that has made the petrol going up the way it has going up. Is there any hope for the Kenyans maybe going forward? There is no way that we can be able to answer that question. We can only wait on ELC to give us more direction on whether they are going either to increase the prices of petrol from 134 maybe to other places, or they are going to decrease going forward. But the government intervention is needed here in order for them to be able to decrease the prices. And an increase of taxes means that there will also be a minimization of people's money. That if you are earning 20,000 in a month, and you do every month you do a budget of about 3,000 Kenyan shillings. Now you'll have to do a budget of about 4,000 Kenyan shillings. At the yet your salary of 20,000 shillings is not being increased by the employer. Some of them are even laying off people because of the cost of production and lack of market and how the economy is because of what we are experiencing now after the COVID-19 came and disrupted almost every economy. Most of the economies in Africa are not stable as we are speaking, and because of what is happening in Africa and in the rest of the world, then Africa stands to be the one which is losing so much because it depends so much on importation of crude oil, and then it also depends so much on tourism, and tourism is not doing so well at this particular time. So those are some of the reasons why maybe the petrol is the petrol prices are going up and up each and every single day. But we are hoping that going forward, and this is an appeal that we are making to the government, to the Ministry of Energy, to the CES, Charles Ketel, and to the parliamentary groups that is concerned on energy to have a look at the prices of petrol and the prices of diesel and try to minimize the prices so that the common mwananchi can be able to afford some of the commodities that are rising their prices with a very, very sharp increase in their prices. So we wanted to show you how things are, to show you how prices are in other countries. In Rwanda, I have told you they are retailing at 121 Kenyan shillings. In Ethiopia, which is just our neighboring country, today they are retailing at 51.6 Kenyan shillings. I'm talking about Kenyan shillings, not their currency, but about Kenyan shillings, about 51 Kenyan shillings. And if you look at that difference, it's a difference of about almost twice, almost the rise of the money that we are paying here, and at a percentage of 264 percentage in comparison to what we are selling here in Kenya. We say that these are the stories that we will keep telling you again and again because we want to make Africa a great continent. And there is no way that we can make Africa a better place to live for all of us if we keep or we do not analyze for you all these things that are affecting Africa. And we always say that we are going to tell you stories about Africa, and in order for you to go and choose whenever that you get a choice, when you a chance to go and visit other continent, for you to go there and choose whether you will tell a negative story about Africa, about about poverty, and about how about corruption and all the other things, or you are going to choose to tell a good African story like we always do here at KenBase Media TV. So that is where we stand. In Nairobi, 134 Kenyan shillings. In Wajir is 143 Kenyan shillings. And this is KenBase Mureithi in KenBase Media TV, wishing you the best as you try to think of how you are going to grapple with the prices of petrol here in Kenya. Thank you very much for being with us. God bless you. See you again.